Good morning.
Good morning, New England.
Good morning, Tom.
Welcome back to Good Day.
Thank you.
And
Great
congratulations. Did she or did she not do a sensational job yesterday?
Hardly, but I will tell you that all of you did. Make me nervous. You all did. Oh, what a wonderful community you are. And as Leukemia, thank you. And we all at Channel 5, thank you. Record dollars yesterday. You really came through.
Word has it that you may have raised $60,000 more than last year.
You don't know how many lives you help and how much research benefits from that. And I think really even more lovely, in spite of the fact that Worcester had a wonderful St. Patty's Day parade, Southie had the parade, everyone was out celebrating. People still took time to come through, and that is great.
I think it's great.
Great pride.
Bill Mockbee of Channel 5 did a terrific job, too, and he ought to get a little credit. I don't always like, saluting, patting on the back,
he liked it because his
good.
daughter was twirling the baton, so that was his... No, Bill runs Leukemia. It was
That's
great.
True.
We have a crazy morning. Can we just admit it to you? It is snowing outside. Some guests were late. The driving isn't good. We flipped this show around 8 times. But that 9. But that's live television.
And I missed the first 3.
Yeah. Let me say that Lois.
Gee, that really hurts when you do that. What?
The lady who has great psychic ability who was with us this morning will astound you. She astounded me. I've talked to her on the telephone, and boy, she call it. It's amazing. So.
In the green room, she's already got me going to New York to become an actor. I'm ready to leave at exactly 11 o'clock.
Yes, we've told Robert De Niro to be careful.
You're
on your way.
Pacino, there's a new guy in town.
It's amazing. I am talking with a very special lady who, I think for the first time in my experience of meeting someone who calls themselves a psychic, explains it properly, and I think you lend great credibility, Lois. Lois Sapoznik joins us, and we have talked before, and Lois is willing to take your phone calls. We'd love to have you join in this. But you say that in this world of discovery, that there are discoveries of new planes. That's what you really are involved in. Something that we can't see, many of us don't understand, but you feel it, don't you?
Well, what this is saying is that a person who is psychic is a person who is aware of things. And when you're emotionally developed, or you use the higher mind or the right side of your brain, that gives you a different understanding of how you can deal with things in your life.
The right side of your brain, is that the side that is cognitive, that is common sense, or is that this, is it?
There are parts of your brain where you have sense of humor. There are parts of your brain where you have your appetite control. And there's also a part of your brain that is intuitive. And that's where that insight comes from. But most of the time, we don't use all of the mind. So if you don't use all of it, you're not going to get this feedback.
We miss a lot of observation, don't we? And that's really a part of it. Before we take a call, though, everyone is fascinated by this and your ability. But a lot of people are afraid of it based on religious teachings.
Right.
We think that if you believe in that you don't believe in God. But you are very Christian. You think God is sitting right behind you.
That's right. To make a very complex concept simple, maybe it might be helpful if I could take a personal experience and show how I deal with this psychic ability. And several years ago, I was in a car accident, and people were unable to correctly diagnose my problem. So I spent a lot of time thinking about myself and how I was going to deal with this, always making sure that I'm coming from a very positive place. 3 years ago, people told me there was nothing wrong with me. I had a lot of pain, I had a back problem, and I finally went to Mass Rehab, to the pain center, where they told me I needed a competent doctor. Went to the Leahy Clinic and found out that I had ruptured a disc that slipped in front of my spinal cord and was severing it. So I ended up having a 5-hour spinal cord operation.
Oh my goodness.
So the concepts that I have, I visualized my surgery, and I did not allow any other pressures. You know, it's very difficult when you're dealing with doctors, you know, who know their business.
And it can be intimidating.
Absolutely, and it didn't feel right for me. And I just decided I was going to listen to myself. My concepts of my awareness, past lives, spiritualism, all of that helped me, because after a while, this was a 6-year period, and when everybody is saying no, I mean, who do you believe when it comes right down to it? You really have to trust your instincts.
Yeah, well, it's a concept of turning it over to a higher power, or turning it over to something, and maybe that part of the brain that we don't understand is that, in a way, the common sense higher power. I don't know. It's confusing to me, but it works. Lois has astounded me. Let's take some calls.
Sure.
Let our viewers in on this. Good morning. You're on Good Day.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
Fine, thank you. What's your name?
Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. Where are you from?
I'm from Norwood.
All right, I don't know what Lois really needs to know here.
Did you have a question in mind, Debbie?
Well, no, I was just fascinated with the show, and I just called in. I know a lot of shows that you can predict things from people's voices, and I'm interested in past lives, although I've never had any, like I have a cousin that believes in reincarnation, and I've never had any incident where I felt I was in a place before, but I was interested in past life. I strongly believe in God, and I follow my life through God.
Do you have any understanding about a past lifetime in Egypt? Would that make sense to you?
No, but I do. I'm very fascinated with Egypt.
Okay. Also, a past life concept, when I was in high school, I didn't do very well scholastically. But I was always the kind of person that was into healing people. When I was 13 years old, my grandfather was having a heart attack, and I saved him. And I don't know how I did it. It just kind of came up to the surface. And when I was in nursing school, the instructor would be talking about the digestive system, and I knew what she was talking about. It was very familiar. It was like I had done this before.
People call it déjà vu.
Right. And
But you say it's based on perhaps another existence.
When I was a little girl, my mother used to put white pinafore dresses on me, white knee socks, and black patent leather shoes. And this stayed in my mind for some reason. And I went to a woman who did past lives, and I went through a regression, and I saw myself as a doctor. And that's where all that nursing information came from. And what was around me were twin daughters, and they wore white pinafore dresses, white knee socks, and black patent leather shoes. To Debbie, I'd like to say I feel that your energy is kind of low right now. Are you in the midst of making a decision for yourself?
Yeah, I haven't been feeling good. I think I have a bug or a flu, and I've been fighting it, pushing myself. But I have felt very, very low about my health. I haven't been feeling good.
Right. I also think you could feel better about yourself as a person. Are you involved in a relationship right now?
I'm married,
Okay. Are you communicating on a different level?
With my husband?
Right.
Yeah, sometimes I feel I am communicating. He's from Pakistan. My husband's from another country. And
okay, so you have to learn a lot about each other's natures.
Definitely.
I also think that there are some times when you want to say something to him that you hold back.
I do.
Okay, that's what you should be saying. It's never what you say, Debbie, it's really how you say that. And I think that's, if you know what...
You know what? Debbie?
Yes?
You have to make an appointment privately with Lois. Our lines are going crazy.
Okay.
Can we share this? Do you mind?
Not at all.
All right, feel better, okay?
Okay,
Let's take another call. Let's try to whip through some people.
Oh,
all right?
sure.
Good morning.
Yes, I'd like to know about my husband. He's planning on going into business in real estate. He's already into business right now with his father, but he wants to venture out on his own, and I was wondering, is that going to be any good?
I think I'd probably tell you, give it about 6 months, but I also think that your husband feels to me like he's blocked. I think he's not quite sure of what it is that he wants to do. So he needs this time to work things out within himself. I think sometimes he gets too anxious and holds himself back. So part of the problem of not being successful is his thought process. He needs to kind of open it up a little bit.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, help him open that up. Okay. I know, Lois, you feel like you want to keep going to help, but we got a lot of callers.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lois. This is Denise. You probably remember me. I've been to several readings at your house. Molly called me this morning. She said, you got to put on Good Day. Lois is going to be on. You look terrific.
Thanks, Denise.
That's nice.
You're having a baby.
Yeah, and you told me I was having a baby before I knew I was having a baby.
Right,
And
right.
you told me what you thought I was going to have, and I was wondering if you changed your mind.
I don't think so.
No? Still
No.
going to be a little girl, huh?
I think so.
Okay, well, I won't take up anybody's time, but I'm really excited, and I'm enjoying the show.
Thanks. Are you taking your vitamins?
Yeah, I'm taking them.
Okay.
I'm being real careful.
Thanks,
and I'll be in
Denise.
touch with you, Lois.
Okay.
All right, have a nice day.
Thanks.
All right.
It's a very, there's a great deal of humility that you bring to what you feel. I see that, and you're fascinating. You really are.
Well, when you called me, I was talking to someone else on the telephone, and I picked up your phone, and you said, hello, this is Eileen, and I said, just a moment. And I went back to my other call. If you could have seen me, I went, Ginny, Eileen Prose is on the telephone. I gotta go, and then I went, hello, Eileen, this is Lois.
So you have moments where you're not so calm.
That's
Tom
right.
Yaroshack, who contacted Lois. You do a show called Lois on the Line for
Right.
cable, don't you?
That hasn't started yet. It's work. It's
But
in the
you
works.
will be. So see,
Right.
all of you who are fascinated by this can contact Lois regularly. But Tom said, call Lois. You just won't believe it. So you're great fun. Come back to Good
Thanks.
Day, will you?
Thank you.